Hello. So today's lecture is going to be about the ontology. The third lecture will be dedicated. So this is the outline of our third lecture, the ontology. So the first we are going. I'm going to give a lecture uh, on what is ontology. I'm going to explain what is ontology, the three meanings of being, substance as the conception of it, ontology of materialism, ontology of idealism, and the last one is the origin of consciousness. So, what is ontology? So, ontology means in Greek language, ontos being, logos teaching. This is the teaching of existence. So, in another words, the world exists. Why does it exist? Why it exists? All is from nothing. The world has multitude character. Yeah? For example, existence precedes non-existence. Non-existence. Non-being, for example, was absent. Non-being is absence. That is, non-being exists. This is a paradox. So this is a paradox. So in brief term, ontology means the teaching of being of our existence, So there are three meanings of being. The first one is by being is meant the existent or essence of reality. That is really existing objects. And second, being is treated as existence. Being in the sense is a process during which these objects and phenomena demonstrate their inherent properties. For example, when we say that the plant exists, and we can see the features or characteristics of these plants, yeah, and based on this, we can say that the plants exist. Uh, the third one is being appears as a basis that allows changing world to maintain unity with itself. For example, equilibrium, stability. Yeah, this is also one of the features of beings of existence. If there is no equilibrium, of there is no like rule, or if there is no order or stability, and we wouldn't be able to say that there is existence. And equilibrium and stability also uh, one of the characteristics of existence. Then comes substance. Material substance is divided into two movement into two movement. The first one is material, and second one is ideal. So materialism or idealism. Matter in according to the materialists, matter is primary, spirit or mind is secondary. In contrast to this, as for the idealism, idealists think that spirit or mind is primary, matter is secondary. Secondary. So right now we are coming to the ontology of materialism. The whole world consists of set of objects, phenomena, and processes. These are material. So the material beings, the things that we can see, they exist objectively, that is independent of our relationship with them. Yeah, material being, according to the materialists. So there are features or characteristics of materialism. The first one is material being is eternal. They claim that material is being eternal. This means that this world has no beginning and has no ending, and there is no transcendence. Uh, they claim that there is no transcendence, there is no spiritual world, only the world that we can see. And third is self-sufficient. So there is no need from outside, they say. And the fourth is single level. Aristotle recognized the eternal existence of matter, considering it to be eternal, uncreated, and indestructible, but passive. So this world is much more complex. So it consists of animate and inanimate things. For example, living things and non-living things. And from this slide or from this picture, you can see that this is the uh, this is the components or elements of material beings. So there are matter attributes. So right now, I singled out and characterized the following five attributes of a substance. The first one is movement. Second one, space. Third, time. Then comes interaction and reflection. These are the matter attributes. Matter attributes. So the movement. So what is the movement? Movement is understood as the totality of changes So there are three types of movement. The first one is changing spatial position of an object while maintaining its qualities. And second one is changing the state of the object while maintaining its qualities. The third type of movement is the change in the qualities of the object. Here in the below, the example for the three types of movement are provided. Right now we're coming to the space and time. So there are two concepts of understanding. The first one is substantial understanding, and second one is relational. Representative of the first approach understood space and time as container of all objects and all events. And as for the second, supporters of the second approach represented space and time as relations between object and process, which makes them dependent on material objects and the speed to their movement. As for the interaction, this attribute represents the process of mutual influence of some objects on others, the change in their states, the mutual transition. Then comes the reflection. So this attribute of the matter plays a vital role. For example, each of the material systems influencing others and causing certain changes in them exerts a certain influence on the system on which it acts and thereby imprints itself in it as a result of the impact. For example, reflection exists in the form of an imprint. For example, people are characterized by the social form of reflection, consciousness. Consciousness. In physical motion, it manifests itself in physical process, in chemical motion, in chemical reactions. When we see the reactions, this is a reflection. This is a reflection of the matter attribute. So right now we are coming to the ontology of idealism. The ideal from the Greek idea image represents a special reality. The difference between the ideal and material, according to the idealist, world comprehension through the reasoning. Second one is the world is secretive or enigmatic. The third one is matter is not eternal. God created this world. According to idealist, there is God exists, and God intervenes, or God controls or rules this world. And the fourth one is people can transcend, go to another world, because they claim that another world exists, and in order to substantiate their claims, they say feelings, dreams, and ecstasy are the evidence that another world exists. Another world exists. So there are two schools of idealism. The first one is objective idealism, and second one is subjective idealism. Objective idealists affirm the necessity of the existence of a transcendent being, such as the world of ideas, God, the world mind, or an absolute idea. In contrast to them, subjective idealists deny the existence of any reality outside the consciousness of the subject. They, subjective idealists believe that the material world on the basis of the human subject, So ideal substance, uh, they like as a evidence or as a proof for their claim, they provide uh, such evidences. They claim on the first stage spiritual essence coinciding with nature, and at the second stage God is understood as the creator creating this world. The third stage of comprehension of God marked his realization as a legislator, proclaiming to people the basic norms of morality. As for the subjective idealists, they claim that this world doesn't depend on the God or ideal or absolute being. They claim that This world is based on the consciousness, of human being, because the ideal, wrote Karl Marx, is nothing but the material transplanted into the human head and transformed in it. In it. So, with this understanding, consciousness appears as a reflection of reality in the human brain and relates to this reality in the same ways as the image of an object to the object itself. Supporters of materialism in their understanding of the origin of consciousness are guided by the theory of reflection as a universal property of matter. They believe that the most important reasons for the emergence of human consciousness are the surrounding natural world and the social environment. So this is our brief explanation or brief cover of today's lecture. Thank you very much for your attendance, and we are going to have a deep discussion, on our seminar. Thank you very much. Have a good